Here comes a new challenger!
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Meta Knight video. The Meta Knight, the best, he is the best. What can I say? Okay, so this character is stupid. This character, in my opinion, is the most slept on character in this entire game. I said it during my characters who I think are the most slept on video, but I never really went into detail. Now, before I really start, I should stress, I'm not good at doing bridges and ladders, okay? I'm not good at that. You know, I could try my best, but I am not the best. And you may ask, well Sab, why not go to the Meta Knight Court and ask them? If you ask them how to do bridges and ladders, the response will be, feel it out. I'm not kidding. Alright? But there is a comprehensive guide on doing these combos. So, if you want to know how to do bridges and ladders, which is something I'll be discussing in this video, then I'll be linking to that down in the description and at the end of this video. So with that all being said, let's get started. So Meta Knight is a character that I feel is hard slept on. First, let's talk about his weaknesses, okay? So some weaknesses include small range, obviously, right? Small hitboxes consider, you know, they're very powerful small hitboxes, but you know, at least to a benefit, they're pretty much all disjoints. Some aren't. Like, I don't think Nair's a disjoint outside of like the actual sword part of the hitbox. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it, right? But you know, he uses a sword, so there's gonna be a lot of disjoints. You're gonna throw out a lot of disjoints. Another negative is that he's light. He dies pretty early, relatively. Obviously, you know, Meta Knight, he ain't living too long, but he's not so heavy that he'll die like instantly, right? You know, he'll die, but he won't die as early as some characters. All right, so he can withstand a lot. All right, and lastly, his final negative. He is one of the hardest characters to play in this entire game. He is, all right? He's really difficult to play. Even I struggle to play him. You know, the bridges and ladders, it isn't too hard with practice. You know, I've almost done a full bridge before, but I messed it up at the end. So if I can do it with practice, you definitely can. So, but to really play a Meta Knight, to play as neutral, it is very difficult. In a sense, he is one of the hardest characters to play. But let's talk about his positives. Amazing speed, right? Amazing movement, both on the ground. All right, he's considerably fast, and then his air movement and his short hops, the ability for him to just move around in the air as well as he can. Great stuff. All right, his mobility is excellent. He cannot be edge guarded or ledge trapped. This is the thing about Meta Knight. You can't edge guard him. All right. Why can you not edge guard him? Simple. One, he has multiple jumps, right? That's your max. That's a good number of jumps. Having that many jumps is pretty good. On Meta Knight, I should stress, because with Kirby, his recovery is so linear that it doesn't really matter, right? But with Meta Knight, all of his special moves are recovery moves in their own ways. So, for instance, Shuttle Loop goes really high up. Alright? You could be down here. There you go, you know? Or you could be basically Blast Zone level right here and still make it back. And it's not like your opponent's really going to touch you or try to challenge you here. Alright? You just gotta know when to do it. But either way, no one's really gonna challenge you down here, right? No one's gonna do that. And with how big this hitbox is in front of him, if you do it this way, you're not really gonna get hit, right? So another thing, you know, that's up B. Side B goes relatively far, goes over half the stage. That's nice. We have neutral B, which the more you mash it, the longer it goes, which goes across the stage. All right, and it's a really great finisher Usually bridges end around there, and you'll still make it back. All right, so if you end it with neutral B, you'll make it back, guaranteed, right? And then you have teleport, which the distance of it isn't the greatest, but the potential mix-up it has is pretty great, because as long as you land on the ground, you're pretty much lagless, right? All right. However, when, you know, that's if you land on the ground, right? Because if you do it from the air and land, you'll have a little bit more lag. But either way, really good move. However, as many of you may know, if you hold the button, you'll have that slice. And there are two versions of this slice. So if you hold that all the way through, there's that version. And if you tap it, I believe it's if you hold it after, you let it go after. I forget the whole thing about it. Oh man, I don't remember how to do backside and front side, but I know what backside, maybe it's RNG, but either way, backside is, I believe it's the better version when Meta Knight's not facing the camera. So if you can get that, no, it's definitely not RNG. How did I get it the last time? Oh, okay, I think it's just right. It has to be right as you get out of it, I guess. But either way, really good, right? Really good move. And it kills relatively early, right? So if you catch your opponent messing up at any point, that's basically a stock gone for them. You know? Let me see if I can get the... There you go. Or no, that's the weaker version. I guess... I don't know. I forgot which one was the strongest one, though. But there you go. If you get that, they're pretty much dead. So, they gotta be worried about that. Obviously, it has a lot of lag. So, if Meta Knight were to, like... Oh, whoops. You try holding this down. And then, you know, I get my punish and bah, boom, right? It is what it is. But, in that case, very strong, very good. So, in terms of getting back to the stage, Meta Knight does not have an issue with that. At all. Now let's talk about other things. So, even though he has short range, very good burst options. Dash attack being one of them. Amazing aerials. Alright. And look how fast this thing comes out. Alright, really amazing nair, amazing up air, down air, forward air, I think it's alright, but his back air is really where it gets prestige, you know, it's where all the good stuff happens, okay? Because with back air, its knockback is quite something. Alright, let me show you what I mean by that. Alright, so I think that's all base knockback. It's similar to like Pichu, where the reason why Pichu's would kill so early, Pichu's back air, was essentially based on that. That's essentially what Meta Knight has, and it's very strong. So edge guarding with back air is really good, and it connects relatively well. And even if it doesn't, you get something like that, where you can get a jab lock. Though I think only at lower percents. But either way, that's still relatively good. And then, you know, you go on from there. So, ultimately, that back air is extremely good. And in a pressure situation, right? Say, for instance, I'm down tilting your shield, and you want to jump out of shield, right? If you jump out of shield, I can instantly roar and catch you. So, that works. If you roll away, I dash attack you, and then I get like 50 to 80 damage because of it. Or a stock, depending on how you roll. If you spot dodge, then you're already done for. If you try to mash an option, right? Well, again, this is a disjoint. You're not really going to punish Meta Knight from hitting your shield with a really good poking tool. You know what I mean? Like, unless he's really up close to your face, perfectly spaced, you don't really have to worry about that sort of stuff. Now, those are a few other reasons, as I said. But finally, the best reason why I think Meta Knight is so hard slept on. Now, tell me in the comments, how many times have you watched a competitive player? They go to Meta Knight, they put them on a tier list, they put them on low or mid or whatever, and they say, well, Meta Knight's supposed to play as an aggressive sortie, right? He's supposed to get in your face. But, like, he's really bad at that, so, like, he's not very good in that aspect. I'm really good at my knowledge. I've played Smash for, like, over 10 years, so I understand this character graciously. Yeah, you're playing this character wrong if you think playing aggressive is the way to go. Meta Knight turtles camps like no other. Alright? Because Meta Knight has amazing air movement, you can essentially just stay around, swinging around in the open air without any real regard to anything that's going on. Alright? You could just throw aerials, and if your opponent tries to approach you, you know, you hit them and then you combo them, and then you take them for a ride. Alright? And by taking them for a ride, as I mentioned, bridges and ladders. Now the thing about bridges and ladders is that they are character dependent. Some are easier than others. Oh, like K. Rool, for instance, gets like, you could get like 17 up air and down airs off of him, on him, because he's so big it just can't escape. But a character like Diddy Kong, for instance, it's much harder to land it on. So it is very character specific. However, you know, another issue is that your opponent can DI. But DI does not kill them. It does not kill your, you know, your combo. The only thing it does is change whether or not he's going to kill you from above or from the side. Alright? So say for instance, you know, I'm starting to bridge you or ladder you, whatever, right? Alright? And then I'm just like, oh, we're near the blast zone? Okay, well then I guess I have to do, if you're DIing towards, like, DIing away, then I guess I have to, like, end it off with this, right? We're already near the blast zone, you're gonna die. Oh, you're DIing, like, up and in? Oh, okay, then I'll just, like, I'll just shuttle loop, and GG, you're already dead because we're already so up high. Right? That's one thing. Another thing is that if you grab ledge, right, and Meta Knight grabs ledge from you, ledge trumps you, right, he can basically kill you off of that. No problem. Oh man, I've seen Bonk do this. So I've seen Bonk do that once. I think he's probably done it more than that. So, you know, don't get ledge trumped by Meta Knight and you might not die. Now, the last thing I want to get into, the two last things I want to get into before I close off this video is, one, he has a suicide move, but not a suicide move. So Drill Rush is a really, really weird move. Alright, Drill Rush is extremely weird. The way Drill Rush works is that if it hits the opponent, the final hit should cause Meta Knight to bounce off. However, if your opponent were to shield, he'll be stuck right there on the ground. If he hits the floor, that'll happen. But if he hits the opponent, or if he's in the air, he won't do that bounce, right? He just won't. So, in theory, if you were to try to go for this off stage, or whatever, or you try to take your opponent down with you, say you wanted to kill your opponent. Oh, but that'll happen to you. Now, I don't know how to do it specifically, but there is a method where you can get this jump and still not get the final hit. I don't know how this trickery works. All right, I think I think I might have gotten it there. All right, never mind. All right, but this is some messed up stuff. Okay, all right. The fact that there it was. If that happens to you, I am so sorry. That's literally Luigi down B from Smash 4. Look at how, why? Why is that a thing? Why? Why? Normally, what should happen is that Luigi gets knocked back and I bounce back. Whatever. But no! Man, I could just say, GG's. GG, shake my hand. Shake my filthy hands. Why does he get away with that? It's so stupid. Oh my, I hate this. It's essentially a suicide move, right? You know, like Crom or Ike up B, you know, Ganon side, me brawler side B, me brawler soaring axe kick, stuff like that. You know, me brawler suplex, I meant to say. You know, but in those cases, if you go for stocks like that, you're risking your stock. You are more likely to die than live, right? Right. So, in theory, if you drag down your opponent in any way, you should, in theory, lose your stock for it, right? It sounds like a fair trade. A stock for a stock. But Meta Knight could just say, nope. Nope. No, I want to keep my stock, so I'll graciously stay with my stock. Who cares if you lost yours at 0 or whatever? Like, that's what should happen normally. Gosh, I hate this character so much. Why? Look at that. Why does he get away with that? Why? Why? Oh man, and it doesn't even help. And this is the last thing I want to talk about. It doesn't even help. He can just smash on you sometimes. This F smash, right? Let's count the frames. All right. Let's count the frames, shall we? Let's count the frames. All right. So here we go. All right. We're gonna F smash. All right, and we're gonna let go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That's epic. I mean, obviously there was a few charge frames, so I have to do it. Uncharged, right? So let's try that again. Let's try that again. I'll try it one more time. Let's see if we can get this. All right, there you go. Sorry, it's just that I'm using 8-bit dough and it's kind of like awkward to use. Okay, but let's do this. All right, and okay, nope. No, I don't think I'm gonna get it. All right, never mind then. Well, my point is, or at least my point, what it was gonna be, was that this move comes out relatively fast, right? This F smash, it's also super safe on shield. Like, I believe -4 to 6. No, I think it's like, yeah, -6 or whatever. It's super safe on shield. So if you block this, there's not really much you can do. We're gonna have Luigi. All right, I'm gonna hold down shield, and I'm gonna down smash after the F smash. Okay, ready? Watch this. Okay, no, not that. All right, so here we go. Down smash is frame 4. So from F smash, you're essentially pretty safe, right? If your opponent, if you guess your opponent's going to try to challenge after the F smash, well then you got this frame 4 down smash, and it'll still knock him away. And, or you can run away. You can run away if they roll. You can catch them with another if they roll forward. You can catch them with another. Right? So that's pretty stupid. And here's the thing. As I said, I'm not good with bridges or ladders or anything like that. But what I can say is this. After one of those combos, even if you survive, you're likely to live, I don't know, maybe you'll live at like 80, right? You'll have like 80% on you. Typically 80, maybe around there. 70, 80. All right, good luck. Even if he hits your shield, what are you gonna do? You can't punish that. There's nothing you can do. You gotta, you just gotta jump away. Oh, but if you jump, I'll just catch you with a backer. Ah, I hate this character. I hate this character. Listen to Bonk. If Bonk says the only reason why people don't know Meta Knight is good is because they haven't played a good one. This is true. So you may be wondering, you know, I always have the character be a specific character to bring up a point. Now, one of the main points is that against Meta Knight is usually, like I said, he's a hard character to learn. So, but in theory, right, if you're really good, if you're a good Meta Knight, it doesn't matter what hit, what grab, or anything like that. You, as Meta Knight, right, may either take a stock or deal a lot of damage. From basically most situations, right? However, people may argue that Luigi, he just needs a grab on you. You know, we all have seen the funny. I haven't really practiced the combo because I don't want to be a horrible human being. But, you know the funny combo. Down throw, dare, nair, down throw, up air, up E. We've all been hit by it once or twice before. However, what makes this worse than a bridge or ladder? Luigi's grab 0 to death is easier. The condition to get it is not as difficult as Meta Knight's. So what makes Meta Knight's bridges and ladders better than Luigi's 0 to death grab combo? I'll tell you, Luigi's a very linear character. His neutral, while not one of the absolute worst, is very linear on how he approaches you, right? His projectile, pretty bad. Alright, he loses to a lot of disjoints, and hey, Meta Knight has disjoints. He typically struggles to get in, and on a stage with platforms, like Small Battlefield as an example, you can platform Luigi, and he's forced to essentially hit you because Luigis don't want you to camp. They want to hit you, they want to grab you, they want to do something to you, and if you camp them, then there's nothing they can do. They have to hit you, and once you essentially pass 30%, right? There's not much Luigi can do. Once you pass 30%, Luigi has to play the game for real this time, right? He has to play the game. But Meta Knight doesn't. Meta Knight is melee Jigglypuff. He can just fly around, swing around, throw out aerials without any regard to life itself. He has a pretty good out of shield option. All right. So you don't have to worry. You're in shield. You can push it back or push the up B forward if you think it's gonna miss one way or the other. You know, you have not a bad nair out of shield either. It's not the greatest, but it's definitely better than what characters don't have it, or don't have anything out of shield at all. Right? So, in a sense, Luigi is essentially just a really bad example to use against Meta Knight. Because Meta Knight has great neutral. He has the best disadvantage in the entire game, in my opinion. I also think he has the best recovery in the game, in my opinion. Because we'll use like 2 examples, right? Bayonetta, the issue with Bayonetta is that, while sure, you know, you can't really attack her in this area, you can 2-frame her pretty easily. She's relatively easy to 2-frame, right? Because her up B doesn't really snap to ledge, and unless you do the whole double jump thing, right, where you do your 2 up Bs but you still keep your double jump, unless you do that, you are relatively not going to make it back to the stage, as long as your opponent knows how to abuse this area and knows what moves hit under ledge, right? And even then, you can overshoot the ledge at times with Bayonetta, and she has one of, if not the worst, air dodges in the entire game in terms of distance it covers. So, when it comes down to it, getting back to stage, she struggles heavily. Pika, up B is obnoxious to deal with, as it can go, you know, in various angles and such. But I'd argue that with characters with long-lasting hitboxes, they're gonna hit Pika, right? Or like massive with good priority, they're gonna hit Pika. At least Meta Knight has a teleport, right? He has a teleport. If we were to turn on... Let's turn on our invincibility. I think it's on. It should be on. Okay, there you go. It's on now. Alright. As you see, my hurt box disappears during that entirety. And I have invulnerability. So, again, you can tell you have invulnerability because it's blue. Blue means invulnerability, green means invincibility. So again, if someone's gonna throw out a long-lasting aerial, you just teleport. Right? And teleporting ain't that hard. Again, you don't want to do an attack, you just want to do the actual teleport. So, Meta Knight, in theory, can never be edgeguarded. If you get edgeguarded as Meta Knight, that's on you and not the character, essentially, is what I'm saying. And that's pretty much the point I'm trying to get across. As I said, I am not a great Meta Knight. I'm not at all. But this character is something to fear. I'm telling you what I know. The reason why you don't see a lot of Meta Knights is because this game is relatively balanced. Relatively. Right? I'll still argue there are characters you just won't win a major with. Right? Not at all. But why won't you see Meta Knight? He's too hard to play for some people. But I feel you shouldn't use character representation as a means to down on Meta Knight. Because there are a lot of good characters in this game. There are a lot of good characters in this game that I'd argue, right? Hear me out? That you won't see a lot of. I think the Samuses are really good characters. I think that Link, very good character, and you don't see him much often, right? There are good characters in this game that you just won't see often because, well, people just, they have their favorites, and there you go. Now, you'll always find someone per character. You'll always find someone who mains one of these characters in this entire roster. But my point is that you shouldn't use results or active players as a method against a character. That's not a good way. For Ultimate specifically, it's not a good way to gauge who's good or who's bad, right? Character representation in Ultimate is not, and I repeat, not a good way to judge how good or bad a character is, because Little Mac has gotten top 24 at tournaments, even higher placings. So I don't want to hear this whole, you know, character representation or anything like that. Alright? It's just that Meta Knight's hard. Now, one last thing I want to show. Something that I despise so much. I hate this too. Alright? You ice climbers, you funny people, you think you're funny, right? You think you're hilarious. You think that you are so good. Oh wait, I forgot. Nana's harder to kill. You think you're so good. You think you're the best out there. You think you're the big shot now, aren't you? You must be the best there is. Why does he do this? Why? Why does he get away with this? Why is this character so underplayed? I don't care. I don't care if the reason he's too hard. This character's absolutely stupid. I hate you all. I hate you disgusting Meta Knight mains. I hate that you have a character that literally allows you just to do this. You should not be able to get away with this. You shouldn't. Why? Why is Meta Knight so good? Y'all don't understand. Y'all been playing Wi-Fi way too much. Y'all need to play a good Meta Knight. play against a good Meta Knight and suffer. I hope that happens to you someday. I hope Bonk goes into quick play someday, plays against you, and then on his stream just plays Baba Booey a bunch and no, come and no, and all this sort of stuff all the time. I hate you people for saying this character is trash. You're absolutely stupid if you think this character sucks. you don't understand. You'll never understand. I can't. I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. And you know, this is maybe just an Ice Climbers thing, but the fact that Meta Knight could just say no more Nana at any point because he has a better grab range than you. I mean, let's compare grab range real quick, because I don't know if you guys know this, but Ice Climbers have the worst grab in the game. They do. So here you go. Oh, there you go. Okay, so around there. Oh, ooh. Okay, gotta find the perfect spacing here. Oh, there you go. I had to cheat there, but you get my point. And besides, Meta Knight moves around way more than Ice Climbers ever will. So I'm just saying, that's more likely to happen to you than you might realize. So I'm just saying, guys, you know, next time you see someone who says Meta Knight sucks, or says that Meta Knight is a low tier or a mid tier, tell them they don't know. But put the O as a 0. Just tell them they don't know. They don't know anything. They don't know anything. I'm telling you. I think that's the end of the video, right? I think that's a proper way to end it. This character's stupid. Now you know he's stupid. I hope you realize that when the money match is over, that'll be a cue to throw your controller. Alright? Character's stupid. I don't know how many times I have to get this through your skulls that you have to understand this character has, you know, I'm not saying he's a top 10 character. I'm not saying he's a top 5 or the best in the game. I'm just saying that this character has some really stupid things, and he's a super good character, and I'm getting tired of people putting him in mid tier and low tier, or any of these whack tiers. Alright? I'd argue he's a top tier. Some may say he's a high tier, I'd argue he's a top tier. This character, so stupid, so dumb. I'm telling you what I know. They're gonna buff his up air. They're gonna buff it so that it has more stun, and you can't DI it as much, you can't SDI it as much. So that way, you know, bridges and ladders on harder characters like Diddy just becomes so much easier, and you die for it, and you lose your stocks. I hope that happens. I hope that you all understand, that you come to know. You will suffer someday. I'm warning you now. Anyways, guys, I'll see you later. Take care of yourselves. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.